So, welcome to Know and Sell Pointers. And today, Hirsch, I'm excited. We're going to be talking about shelf help.
Yes. Yeah, it's really funny because what we're meaning by shelf help is all of the stuff, the courses, the resources, the things that come our way that we accept or appropriate or spend money on, and
Mhm.
sometimes we don't spend any money on them, and then never use. And this can happen under any number of circumstances. I have Black Friday offers that I've taken advantage of, and the funny thing is, I'm not looking to throw money away. I'm not looking to waste my own time or anyone else's. But it's a propensity that I think all of us experience. What's been your experience with it, Nancy?
Well, I agree with you. It is something that I too have invested time and money, or sometimes, I mean, by time, I mean just the fact that I have read through the material. And I mean the offer material, and then the slot. Okay, this is good. Like recently, Hirsch, and this seems to be becoming more and more popular. These bundles in which you go on the website, and in this case there were 50 offers, all of which were free, right? All these free offers. And so I went on that landing page. I scrolled through these 50 offers, hence that was my time investment. Then I clicked on a few that, I thought were possibilities. They flooded into my inbox all at once, right? Which is what's supposed to happen. But then I'll be candid with you. Did I go and immediately look and read? No, I have other priorities going on in my life. And so when am I going to get to them? And this was last week, just this last week. So that's been
Yeah.
my experience. Even if you pay for this, it doesn't mean that you're going to open and read and consume the information.
And I think behind all of this is casting too wide a net. I have friends who are very into the affiliate marketing thing, and so I am on their email list, their newsletter list, because I'm interested in them and what they offer. But quite frequently, they align themselves with products that aren't really directly related to what they do or my needs, and so they're selling their audience on things that aren't necessarily germane to what their audience needs. Now, it's not so far afield as to be, outrageous, but it's far enough afield that I think the focus is lost. And then to your point, Nancy, getting these bundles of it's like the LOL toys that became so popular and that my kids have played with. Is you get these mystery purchases, and you don't know what's in it. You don't know which characters are in it. You don't know what animals are in it, and you get this big ball. And they were hugely popular for a long time. And then people would open it up, and you see what you get, and it's like that kind of thing doesn't work in business so well, because we have specific needs and specific solutions. And my I've tried it both ways at this point. I've as a service provider, I have cast a wide net and said, well, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Oh, you need that? I'll do that too. And then I've also narrowed it in a niche down and said, okay, here's what I'm really good at. There are people, I can do this, I do this, I can do this service, but there are people who do it better. And here's what I do really, really well. And I've become an advocate of that point of view.
So I'm curious, did you actually put your hat in the ring and for any of these bundles and offer a freebie?
No, actually, um, the only thing that well, actually, no, I didn't. What I did was I've participated um, in like gift bags for events. So in other words, where it's a virtual gift bag, but it's essentially like somebody is doing a
The swag
seminar,
bag, right? The swag
and they're
bag.
giving all of the attendees a bunch of things and cool stuff, and it's great promotion for me, and it's relative, relevant to what we're doing. Um, and that's worked out great. But there's a difference between the bundling. One person who does brilliant bundling is a copywriter named Daniel Throssell, and he's Australian, and he's widely known as the best copywriter in Australia. But he does a lot of email campaigns. He teaches other copywriters, so I'm a student of his. And one of the things he's done is, with colleagues, price the offer his product in the bundle, knowing that his product is actually more valuable than anything else in the bundle, but then sell the bundle at a discount for the bundle. And then what people are doing is they're buying his product, which costs him nothing. Basically, they're buying his product at a discount, and he's selling 10 times the bundles of anybody else, because he knows that his product is really valuable, and it works for everyone because they sell the bundles. His colleagues sell their products, whatever the thing is bundled with. But I found that to be super smart, because he's like, look, I only know what my audience wants. What my audience wants is my product. Now I get bumps on all the bundles that get sold, and so here's a strategy that works, and it's a great strategy. I haven't tried that one yet, but I could see doing that once I have courses, once my book's out, and things like that.
Yeah, I was going to say that there are two ways that self-help happens, and it happens by these, as I mentioned earlier in our conversation, a long list of free items, and they're all free, and there's no, and so basically you're trading your email address and your name to receive these free items. And in order to get the free item, you click on the individual one, and hence that's how the person who's providing the service gets in contact with you. But the second is, as you just mentioned, Hirsch, it's a paid bundle. And so it's a small entry fee, something, under $100 usually, maybe, under $50, so that the person who's making the purchase says to themselves, wow, what an amazing opportunity. For this small price, I get access to a huge number of opportunities. And as you're saying, because one of the participants in offering the bundle for sale has a large mailing list and a large following, this is a way for him to financially really benefit, because he's getting all those sales, because usually the people who participate receive compensation based upon how many they sell. So consequently, there it is. He's getting financially compensated. And like you say, when you put something in the bundle, it's usually something that is automated, or something you could read, or something that doesn't require a time investment. Hence, I'm going to use the word inexpensive to deliver.
Yeah, and I mentioned this to you. He also has a newsletter called Adventures in Copy in Copyland, and it's $50 a month. And I've been doing it. I've been getting it for about a year, but I only have time to read. Maybe every other month, every few months, I'll look at them. But if you stop subscribing, you lose all of the issues. So you can't really download them. They're not really, they're all virtual, and you get it when you log in. And that's also very smart, because you don't want to lose it. And I think that, the onus is on us to do what we say we're going to do, is how I look at it. Don't shelf help yourself, right? Do for yourself what you really commit to doing. And in a way, I think there's a little of our putting our development, professional and personal development, second to whatever our job is, or our business development, or whatever we think we're engaged in. We have to focus on what we know, what our instinct tells us we should be doing or studying, and then follow through.
So you just said a very important word, and the whole concept, which I want to underline. And again, it is to focus. These offers that come our way, whether through a paid bundle, a list of free gifts, or whatever it might be, it's very easy to get distracted and that, bright, shiny object syndrome take over, where we, again, choose things like I chose a bunch of things from last week. Do I have an interest? I do, but they are not part of the focus right now for my business development. And so while they could augment and they could be information and interesting accent notes to a symphony, they're not the main chord. And that, I think, is why stuff sits on the shelf, because we're not focused. And again, we've talked about focus like in niching and understanding your ideal prospect. Well, focus is now also about our business. It's being laser focused on what it is that we need to do to develop our business today, not, tomorrow and next week, but, what is it that we need today? Because when we invest in things that are in the future, that's where I believe the shelf help really comes into play. Again, What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I just made a note listening to you that proactivity is really the order of the day. There's a lot of worry, concern, impermanence in the world, and I think that the life is short concept is something that we have to apply to everything we're doing. Taking meetings, doing things, what is the point of putting things off? If they're important, let's do them. If they're valuable, let's pursue them. If they're not, let's take them off the agenda for now. There's nothing wrong with saying no. People say no to me all the time. They'll say, I can't do anything for 4 months, or I love what you're doing. I would love to work with you in 6 months. That's okay. Because what they're doing is they're not stringing themselves or me or my time along. Yeah. They're saying I have to prioritize. Here's what I'm doing right now. And it works the other way as well. Okay, I'm in. I'm going to focus on this. This is my thing for the next 3 months. Let's do this program. Let's get into this. Let's be there. Let's show up. So yeah. I think that seizing the moment is more important than ever. And whatever that is for you, you should do. But don't put things on the shelf, because we don't have the luxury of going to the shelf, in some indefinite moment later. It may be irrelevant to us by then.
That's exactly it. It may be irrelevant, because if we do focus on what we need to do today, it leads you to a path which then may exclude what you just invested in or chose to, accept. And that's exactly what happened when I looked at the things that came into my inbox over the weekend. I said to myself, Hirsch, this is not a value today. It's not a priority today. Interesting information, but I'm not investing in this now. And guess what? I unsubscribed because of course you get on the mailing list, right? As soon as you give your contact information, I unsubscribed because I am focused on what it is I need to do today.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts before we close this session?
Yes, we don't often get political, but my one political comment is that I now take great joy in unsubscribing from all political activist lists. Any kind of it doesn't matter what party, it doesn't matter what cause, it doesn't matter what as long as if it's politically oriented. If it's political, and I'm not talking about nonprofits. I'm talking about, political action committees. But anything like that, I unsubscribe immediately. Whether I subscribed or not originally doesn't matter. But that's one thing where I'm like, if I took all the time that I used to take to read these things and weigh whether I should contribute or what should I do. And so now it's like no politics, especially in an election year, no politics for me in terms of my inbox.
That's an interesting ending message. So this has been an excellent conversation. You, the listener, we hope you continue to subscribe to our Know and Sell pointers. and that you're getting value from that. Please give us some comments and feedback. We'd love to know what topics are on your mind, or maybe we stimulated some thoughts on your mind, because we care about your opinion. We will not unsubscribe to your opinion.
And
Okay.
also, let us know what your shelf help programs and books are, and maybe you've been going through them, you'll find one that you need to take off that shelf.
There you go. Amen. So to your sales success, it's Nancy Zare, the LinkedIn and Sales Whisperer.
And Hirsch Rephun, the message therapist.